Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share on the Eastern Southern Africa perspective. I am going to be very quick because a lot of the things have already been said. So I'll go straight to the introduction, and as I said, a lot has been said, and I'm not going to belabor on these points. But just to highlight that in case of Eastern Southern Africa, there is a great opportunity here because of the arid and semi-arid areas, particularly here in East Africa. And because of that, governments in this region, they consider these millets and sorghum as priority crops. In fact, they are ranked as the third priority crops. When it comes to nutrition, I think a lot has been said. The concentration of nutrients like calcium and micronutrients, I think makes these crops to be classified as super crops. In fact, there was a blog which classified this as among the top 5 super crops as far as nutrition is concerned. In terms of use beyond food, we are seeing a lot into the feed and malting industry in this region. Despite of all the importance of these crops, we still have a lot of challenges, particularly on the development of the value chain. One key challenge is the changing food habits and consumer acceptance. I think the area speaker mentioned that these crops are not really new, they have been there, but at some point, I think they were neglected. In fact, they used to be classified as orphaned crops. Now we need to go back and start reminding ourselves about these crops and their importance. So there is really little knowledge on their high nutritional contents. People say that 1 out of the 3 who are even consuming these foods, they have no idea on their nutritional content. But today, I think we have the privilege of analyzing, which we have already seen, I think, from the previous speakers. Less developed value chain, as I said, limited market information, and organized grain markets. On the production side, there is lack of clear seed system. Despite that, ICRISAT and the National Agricultural Research Systems have released a number of varieties, including some of the hybrids in sorghum. We have very dysfunctional seed system as far as taking seed to the farmers are concerned. And of course, coupled with low investments in doing more research. Just to give you an idea of the production that we see in East Africa, generally here Tanzania is ranking high on production of sorghum, followed by South Sudan. A similar trend is seen on millets, Tanzania, but now with Kenya as the second. Domestic supply, giving an example of Kenya, I think we see a lot of different products, feed, processing food, and of course, people use a lot of seed as recycled seed, but generally there is a good trend as far as production or domestic supply is concerned, that there's an increasing trend, which is very good. Market opportunities, I think, as I said in the earlier slide, there are a number of market opportunities for these small grains. On the production side, being a staple food, it's very critical for these same arid areas. We can be assured of resilient supply chain even in the times of drought. The health benefits cannot be, overemphasized. We have heard a lot. There are opportunities in case of, blending with crops like maize and cassava, which are common cereals in these regions. And this can be taken even with other flours like wheat for confectionaries. Again, as I said, in East Africa, in East and Southern Africa, there is a huge opportunity for the brewery industries, animal feed, as well as export market. Demand is projected to increase by 2050. For sorghum, it's expected to reach about 30 million metric tons, up from 11.8 million metric tons. Similar trend is also expected for the millets. Just to give you also, what is happening is a lot of, farmers who are producing, they have now looked at different ways of increasing the market value by, threshing and adding value adding. A lot of education is being done to the young children in schools, particularly their nutrition, and some of the schools have adopted these products, as you have heard, in their school menus. Lots of opportunities for products. Kenya is, I think, leading in this region. Several products that you see in the supermarkets for breakfasts, cereals from these millets. And a lot of them, they are now finding themselves on the tables of the middle class people in towns. There are also opportunities for recipes which you can find. For example, ICRISAT and other partners, they have been able to give out some recipes that people can adopt. And some of these recipes are now part of the products that you see in hotels in the morning, serving them as breakfast. As I said, flour blending is a good opportunity, and the Kenya government has made a deliberate initiative to action on this blending, with the goal of, yes, food security, but also creating the opportunity for import substitution, building resilience and nutritional security. Now, how do we build a strong value chain? Definitely, we need to have a number of actors, but government is going to be a key partner, being a focal point, creating an enabling environment for the entire value chain actors, running from the seed systems all the way to marketing and consumption. Private sector plays a very key role for these value chains, and we need to make sure that we are working very closely, and government need to recognize that. And utilization, again, as I said, very key. Briefly, this is what I wanted to share with you from the East and Southern Africa perspective. Over to you.